know, oh man, oh my back hurts. Oh, it's stress, I think. From what I understand, stress kills more people in this country than a lot of other stuff. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Got to do your own research. You know that. But I was thinking about this guy, and he was saying something about, being idealistic and, loving one another and all that kind of bullshit. Ah, and how there's the boogeyman and all that kind of stuff, and fear, and I think that people that are similar, I think can agree not to kill each other. Like I can go on with people like say people in Scotland. I can go unless they really crank up that bagpipe thing, man. I mean, we might have some problems there. It's like it's cool. It's cool. But you don't see any really hot, bagpipe jazz bands. But I think that if we have similar backgrounds, I think Europeans and most people can get along. I think most people can get along. But it's the people that you can't get along with that's the problem. And there was this interesting thing that happened, and I've told this story before, so you might want to just turn away. Just turn away. About these monkeys, apes, whatever they were, in Africa. And there was this guy who was studying them. I'm drinking instant coffee now. It's not really not that bad. In the beginning, it was real bad because it was just, because it's not high quality beans. I mean, I'm a very sophisticated person. I mean, I only drink high quality bean coffee. But now I drink this. So there were these apes in Africa. And there's this guy that studies them. And he goes over there every year to study them. So from the last time that he had gone to study them until this other time, I don't know how long ago this happened, but I'm going to put that over there, it's going to fall. They built some sort of tourist building of some sort. And what happened is that the apes started to go over there and rummage through the trash. Because it's like a smorgasbord, like free stuff, like dumpster diving apes. So they're going over there and eating all this stuff, and something happened and they got poisoned. So the thing about that is that the dominant males were the ones that got the food, because the dominant males would, they ate first, so everybody else had to get out of there, and so that's kind of what happened, and then the dominant males are the ones that got poisoned. And so after the dominant males got poisoned, there were the females and the not so dominant males. There were the survivors. And so at that point, when a male started to act in an aggressive, dominant male fashion, the females, do your own research, the females and the other males would basically go and attack this guy and say, hey, knock it off, buddy. You know, we're not going back to that system. So maybe we can get along. But it seems like the only way we can get along is if the dominant males or the dominant culture gets eliminated. But then if that happens, then there's going to be some other culture that tries to take over, and the only way that they can get the only way that the whole thing would work is if everybody jumped up and just put them down. And I don't think that's going to happen on a worldwide scale. It can happen in a small group, maybe like a tribe, where everybody's kind of on the same page. But I think when you get like a worldwide culture, and there's so many different ways of looking at things, man, it's going to be a tough one to even think that there's going to be, well, in the Bible it talks about there will always be wars and rumors of wars. And certainly there has never been a period in history where there haven't been all kinds of wars and all kinds of people being killed and butchered and everything else. Which brings me to this series of drawings I did on the Holocaust. And that I've decided to change the name. The name of that, it was Nazi Clowns. And that series was given a name by my friend. I said, well, okay, Nazi Clowns, that sounds good. So we'll just go with that. But as I'm thinking about the whole concept of that series, I don't want to limit the series to just the Nazis, because there's all kinds of murderers out there, all kinds of people that have been, that brutalized their own people, brutalized all kinds of people. So it wasn't just the Germans in World War II. I mean, Chairman Mao, and he probably killed more of his own people than Hitler killed. Hitler was responsible for killing all of World War II. And Stalin, I think he murdered like 20 million or something like that of his own people. You know, so I mean, it's like, and that was after World War II. So it's just a continuation of this freaking madness. You know, what's his name? He might have been the first major mass murderer kind of a guy. Well, mass murderer, I don't know if that's the right word. What's the name of the guy from China, Mongolia? Genghis Khan. I mean, he was, man, there's been some brutal people. So I think that the name of that series, the working name of it is Main Toma. Main, M-A-I-N, Toma, T-O-M-A, Main Toma. And that is the first two letters of the words man's inhumanity to man. Because man's inhumanity to man is kind of long, so I shortened it. Maybe I should shorten it too. It was funny. It was a friend of mine. He was, still is, as far as I know, a Scientologist in Los Angeles. And I actually lived, where I lived in Los Angeles was only like about a half a block from their headquarters when they first got to Los Angeles. So that whole area was populated by a lot of Scientologists. And so my friend and his wife lived there. They were my neighbors. And he would talk about, when he would talk, he would use abbreviations for things like org was for organization, and he would, there were these things, and so L. Ron Hubbard was the leader of that whole thing, and I used to call him Ul. I abbreviated L. Ron Hubbard down to Lul. When I was talking to him, it was funny. And he was talking about, he was a nice fellow, he's still a nice guy, always an awesome person, Oh, it was funny. What was I talking about? Oh, abbreviations. Yeah, Main Toma. That's kind of corny and kind of, I don't know. I don't even like that. I don't know what to call it. Come up with an idea. That is your uh, task to come up with a name for that Nazi clowns. To go to NaziClowns.com and come up with a name, but it has to be something that is like more of a universal thing. Because I don't want to. Because if I start doing that series of work, because right now the way it stands right now is that the German people are kind of, they're kind of, they would take it very personally looking at that, that it's an attack on them. And it's not an attack on them. All of the people that were responsible for Nazism are dead. So the children are not responsible for the sins of their parents. So I don't want that series to be, even though there's swastikas involved and it'll be recognized as the Holocaust and the Nazis. I don't want it to have that sort of a name. I want it to have more of a universal name, because that was a very small window in humankind. It was brutal, yes, yeah, absolutely. But there's been lots of brutal things happened all over the world. Probably in every culture. Probably every single culture has been the perpetrators of something like that. I don't know of one culture that hasn't, unless it's maybe something like maybe the Buddhists in Tibet or something like that have not perhaps been perpetrators of that kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't know. So if anybody comes up with a name, then you win, and your prize is to be able to send me $1,000. That would be your prize. Be awesome. Be awesome. Just think of it. Being able to send me $1,000, that would be awesome. That'd be great. And you would be a better person for it. Trust me on that. What are we going to do here? Oh, man. I'm just blabbing now. Oh, it's funny. This thing right here. I tried to make it to where it looks like it's on fire right there. Like it's, like it was, one time it was on fire and there's a little ember still on there. There's this guy, you could do some research on. His name is Gerhard Richter. He did these candles that are just super, super realistic candles. Paintings of candles. Lighted candles. They're really pretty good. Very good. And he's an interesting fellow because he was born maybe a year after Hitler became the leader of Germany. And after the war, he was about 5 or something like that. And his family was stuck in East Germany, and he did get out of East Germany before they put up the wall. So I think they put up the wall in 1962, and I think he got out in 1961. But that whole wall thing, man, wow. What are you going to do? Oh, there's the sandbags on that easel. There are the sandbags on the easel. Because that easel, was super top heavy. It was top heavy deluxe. But I put these sandbags here. Sandbags so that you can move it around like this. I moved it out of the way this morning because of the sun. I wanted the sun to come in and warm up my studio and get some direct light. So there it is, and there it is, my easel. So I'm happy about that. Oh man. Okay, well, this video's gone on long enough. And it's another enlightening video filled with wonderment and in wonderment. Yeah. I'm Hella Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye. Oh, have you seen this painting? 20,000 Leagues Under Gallup.